Hello, Miss Debbie Fox. Can you hear me okay? We are going live. We're going to talk about a couple topics tonight. Get your tea. We'll wait a few minutes. Relax. You see, we got some things going on out there. Crazy lights and everything. But you know what? We're just making it harder for ourselves in America. We are, and I'll go ahead and explain to you why they're just making it harder on ourselves in America. Sure, years. Now we're looking off into the skies. You'll probably see a lot of things. Now they're trying to say that it is against the law to fly your drone at night. After the sun goes down, you're not allowed to fly your drone. I don't know about that. I don't know. They already have a law that they can't fly over 400 to 500 feet in the air. I had no regulation of any law saying they can't fly their drones at night. I thought the law stated you could fly the drones, but they had to be lit. Now, I agree with some of these people out there. I also agree with, JLR's channel and Miss Magnolia, the great Magnolia. And I have my own Magnolia here, the great Debbie Fox. But I also agree with them that no, I don't think they're spy drones. And they would be all lit up saying, "Here I am." No, I don't think these are drones from another country. And the reason I say that is there are no drones on Earth that can travel thousands of miles. They would have to be recharged. And for that to happen, you would have to have somewhere for that drone to recharge, or thousands of drones to land and recharge and then lift off again. But even then, our great beloved military and Pentagon and government would see this massive amounts of drones coming from a certain country, and they would have already dealt with them drones, whether it be with our United States drones or just with jet planes, and would have killed them, blew them out of the sky. So I do believe America now, with all these big wigs now asking questions, we just want questions. We want to know, is it us? Is it that? Who is? We can safely say, I don't think it's from another country. Not unless the people were already here in our country and might be spies for another country. Then yes, maybe. But even then, they wouldn't be lit up. They would be stealth. You would never see them. So I don't believe it's spies from another country. If anything, they would be spies here, and I don't even think it's spies. I think mainly most of them are police and news channels and experimental planes, and most are mistaken identity. And now they said they shot a drone down. Right now, a guy out there is claiming somebody owes him $20 million for a drone they shot down. And we knew this, and charges probably will be coming against the people that shot it down, because it's against the law. You just can't take things into your own hands. And my friends, that's why I think this country is in its predicament it's in, is because we have so many freedoms. People have just taken it into their own hands. So yeah, I this is why it's just a disaster. And you know what's crazy? Drones have been around for 50 years. 50 years. Most of these YouTubers that are complaining and all in shock, most of these politicians have played with these drones when they were children. But back then they were called RC controlled planes and helicopters and boats and cars. So now all of a sudden, for some reason, there's this big thing. Well, for one, like I said, these drones are not capable of flying thousands of miles without being recharged. There's no possible way to do it. Now, everyone's saying that there's battleships off the coast, and these drones are landing on the battleship and taking off. Don't you think our military would get on the news and make it? They probably would. I know our government. Hey, we know what you're doing out there, you know, in the Atlantic Ocean. We know what country it's coming from. Cut it out. And then the next step would be we would take one down. And then if they started anything else, then we would be in war. But you people know nothing of nothing, and I know nothing. So altogether, we know nothing. So it makes a lot of sense to me. It's just people flying their drones. Most of them are small. There are some that are 6 foot wide, 8 foot wide. Them are agriculture drones. They spray the fields. They're big and they have big lights on them. Why? So they can spray the fields at night. It's all GPS, and them actually can go higher than 500 feet. So if we're seeing something as big as a car, then that's an agriculture farm drone, and somebody's playing with it late at night. And it very well could have. This is what these people don't realize. That's all ran off the GPS. Most of these drones are ran off the GPS. Not many of these drone operators know how to free fly a drone like me. I can fly a drone right here in my apartment without a phone. I can fly it outside without a phone or GPS. Not a lot of these people can do that. Now, what people are not understanding is these drones, even agriculture farm drones. And I will show you how big they are and what they do in a video fast. And it's actually one of the smaller ones. You could buy one of the bigger ones that's like 6 foot wide, 8 foot wide. It's got like, I don't know, 6 motors on it. And it's made for lifting objects and also spraying the fields with chemicals. Now, could one of these idiots been playing around? Could they be used as a weapon? Yes, the agriculture farm drones, the ones that spray the fields, can be used as a weapon because they're bigger, they can carry payloads, and they can carry chemicals, and who knows what these idiots are spraying. So I side on the United States government because we might be having some of these people breaking the laws. Now, these drones, I'm going to put these people to ease in the rest of the world. This is going out all over the world. These smaller drones that you buy on the internet and buy at Walmart, eBay, and Amazon, the smaller ones, are not capable of carrying a payload. They're not dangerous, folks. They're not dangerous. They're not capable of carrying a payload. They're small. They are equipped with cameras, but they're not no threat at all. Uh, it is only the bigger ones, the agriculture ones, that can carry a payload or military grade quadcopters, drones, unmanned, that can carry heavy loads. Them are the only things that can be up that high and be that big enough for people to actually notice it in the sky at night. So the ones that all your kids are playing with and all these YouTubers are using on YouTube to get great photos, them are not our problems. And I'm sure some of these drones in the sky at night are these small ones, kids, teenagers, maybe an adult that just got a drone and wants to fly it at night. Now, like I said, when you fly at night, you have to use GPS because you can't see nothing, even with a phone, even with the small little lights on the drone. You can't see. It's very dangerous. That's why at night they fly with GPS. And there's a good chance that some of these drones in the sky are runaway drones, meaning there was an interference in the GPS system and the drone just flew away on its own. Let's take a break for sponsors and a cup of tea. Debbie, are you seeing flashes in the camera? Did you see what looked like a lightning bolt in the camera? Maybe it was just me. All right, let's take a break from this. Everybody remain calm. Don't be shooting stuff out of the sky. Even these small drones you buy at Walmart are expensive, right? I've seen them from $250 to $30 to $499. They're not cheap. The big ones, like the agriculture ones that carry payloads and chemicals, them are in the thousands. I can say this much to the United States government, Pentagon, and FBI, and CIA, and Homeland. It is not us hobbyists. It is not these little drones causing trouble. It's impossible for them to cause trouble because they're just not big enough to carry a payload of any kind of circumstance to cause massive damage. They're pretty much observatory. Did you guys just see that again? Debbie, did you see that? I wonder if that's some kind of laser weapon they're using. Did you see that again, Deb? Maybe I'm just going crazy. Elon, if that's you, can you please stop hitting me with the laser? You're killing me, kid. You're killing me, kid. No, let's get back to what we were talking about. It's not the hobbyist drones that people should be worried about. Now, these agriculture farm drones, yes, they can be a problem. And I would agree with the government and the Air Force and police that yes, the agriculture big drones can be a problem because what they can carry, we have no knowledge of. Right? Now let me find a video and I will show you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these are agriculture drones. These are very big. And I will show you here.
What amazing ideas do you have?
Stupid commercial.
Do, but since they're massive, that means they are incredibly strong.
You and your prime ride. Look at that limelight.
Oh my God. So our first stop here is Kansas City, which is in what state?
Kansas.
No, it's actually in Missouri. That's a little confusing, huh? But anyways, we got about a 2-hour drive from here to get to AgriSpray, and they have some big drones for us to check out.
So we are in Boonville, Missouri. This is AgriSpray Drones headquarters. I'm the owner of AgriSpray Drones.
So we don't have much time before the thunderstorm comes in, right?
No, yeah, it's approaching very quickly.
Okay.
But luckily, the fly cart, you can fly it in the rain.
Yeah, I think, what is it, IP55?
Yeah, rain, cold. Lithium batteries, they don't take to cold very well. So these batteries have heaters in them. Whenever it's below freezing, a drone won't typically take off. I'm sure you've maybe try to fly. Well,
yeah.
Maybe not in California, but around here we've tried to fly Mavics and it just won't take off.
I think typically it's minus 10 degrees Celsius, but I think this was minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
I also heard that there's like a 20 kilogram iron stick or something that they use to clear snow off power lines. So that's an interesting use case because that's not even transporting anything. It's using it as a wrecking ball, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And also high elevation too, right?
Higher than you'll ever fly it. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I've never seen a reason to fly that high.
Whoa! Did you get that?
Are we gonna get electrocuted?
Don't stand underneath that tower.
Or we could put these batteries underneath there and it'll charge in a second.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are agriculture drones. They're very big, very powerful. They can be, with the right tweaking, very fast. So these could pronounce a problem if it got into the wrong hands, yes. But these little tiny drones that you've seen in the beginning of the video, they harmless. The only thing you could really do with them is surveil, surveillance. So these other drones, yes. Can they fly very high? Yes. Do they have lights? Yes. Are they capable of maneuvering very good? Yes. They're very fast and very maneuverable. Yeah, this could be what we're seeing. Also, the small drones in the sky. Also, flying cars that these rich people have. Experimental planes, experimental helicopters, experimental hovercrafts. That all kinds of people work on. They create their own. It's like a hot rod guy that builds cars. These people build drones, hover machines, gyrocopters, all kinds of stuff. Hobbyists. But like anything, just like a weapon, if it gets into the wrong hands, it could be a problem. Right? Debbie, can you hear me still? Is anybody out there? Is this video, am I locked up? Am I locked up? I must be locked up. Debbie, did you see how big that drone was? Should I continue?
You grab the ropes. I'm going to grab a fresh battery. So you can operate the flight cart with one battery or two batteries.
So I guess it's called the Flight Cart 30 because it's 30 kilogram payload, right?
30 kilogram payload whenever it's two batteries.
Sure, of U-Haul.
Hey, it's me, your very dry skin. I'm uncomfortable and need extra hydration.
More like you fly. Oh man, look at him go.
Well, he's hauling. It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's Bernard on a couch.
I call next.
We were thinking about trying to get like a realistic mannequin to
Oh,
sit on
yeah.
there, but then that would probably end up on the news.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's pretty shocking to see that thing get swung around like that,
Yeah.
and the drone holds it just fine. Cross that river like nothing.
Yeah.
And the payload is just additional.
Drag.
Yeah, I've seen these things flying around solar panels and setting them up. It needs to be able to compensate for a gust of wind to come in, and you got a giant sail behind you, basically.
Did you want to give it a go?
Sure. Whew. I think it's awesome. It's kind of crazy moving so much mass with just this little stick. It's a little intimidating, not gonna lie. When I move and then I stop, part of me is concerned to do that because
Yeah.
I don't want it to swing out and then pull the drone down or anything.
Right.
But you don't really even have to worry about that, huh? You just,
No, it's designed to do that.
that's pretty impressive. I mean, it feels just like a regular drone. If you didn't tell me I switched over from the Mavic to this, probably wouldn't really notice.
It's amazing how DJI can make a giant delivery drone just as intuitive as
Yeah.
every other drone.
Looking at it is a lot scarier than flying it, actually.
Yeah.
So now we're ready for a drop off. Oh, the target actually shows you where you're going to do your drop off.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then it's just ready for landing, huh?
That's it.
Wow. Literally exactly like a Mavic.
That's it.
Like when I flew the couch into here and it's just like swinging around, I'm like, oh my God, every time I move this little stick, this couch goes flying 10 feet that way or that way. It's actually kind of thrilling.
Oh, it's yeah,
I
really
like it.
enjoyable. But you're right, it is intimidating, and it probably should be intimidating. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a massive drone with a massive payload.
Because this could quickly turn into a wrecking ball.
Absolutely. When we do training, really is designed to make sure that you pay attention 100% and that you plan ahead.
This is a good workout too. Ugh.
Yeah. What do you think of those batteries? A bit bigger than the Mavic. Huh?
Yeah, 52.2 volts and 1,984 watt hours per battery.
Yeah, you can start your car with that pretty easily.
You could drive your car on that.
Yeah.
So 2 of these batteries on a fly cart means it's flying with 4 kilowatts of power on board, which is technically enough capacity to get a Tesla Model 3 about 18 miles, which is kind of crazy. And I guess that's why the batteries are pretty heavy, 11 kilograms each. So that also explains why we can lift more weight when we only have one battery. But of course, half the batteries means half the capacity. So we can get 8 kilometers of range when we're flying 40 kilograms of payload, or double that to 16 kilometers of range running 2 batteries at 30 kilogram payload. And of course, if you don't max out the payload, then you get more range. Next stop, DJI headquarters. That was a pretty long flight, huh? Yeah. Oh, 15.5-hour flight. Now jet lag.
This is a pretty sweet room. Yeah, look at this.
Imported beers such as Budweiser.
Yeah, Budweiser is imported here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've just witnessed or seen the calculations of the time that drone has with the batteries. It wouldn't be able to make it over here without having to recharge from another country thousands and thousands of miles. So these are not drones from any other country. They're probably from right here in America. I don't think we need to be worrying about drones. What we should be worrying about is witches, magic men, the devil, sorcery. That's what we should be worrying about in this country, not drones. But I don't run the country. So there you go. We just showed that these agriculture drones are capable of carrying massive loads. And can be fast, but don't have the distance to fly thousands of miles over an ocean. So yeah, them can be a problem. But these little tiny ones, no. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is China, Japan do have drones by the thousands, but they use them for fireworks. So if people are seeing them over the ocean or coming off of a ship or something, it's very well possible they're doing aerial footage, like we've seen for 4th of July and Christmas with China and another country, I think, with massive amounts of drones. But them are small. They don't have the capacity or the distance to travel thousands of miles. Not unless they were recharged. Now, somehow they would have to come up with a way to recharge them while they were in the sky, which that is capable of doing. To recharge their batteries. They are just lithium batteries. And the batteries themselves are unstable. Right? They're very these are the same batteries that are all these e-bikes and electric cars use. Them themselves are starting on fire. So, Debbie, have you seen any more lightning? It seems like we've been seeing a little bit of lightning, or maybe it's just the flickering of light I'm catching out of the corner of my eye. The camera stopped zooming in and out. I think this whole drone thing is a diversion to something that they're trying to cover up. Something. Who knows? Now, there's been reports that Trump's been telling people to shoot them down, but I don't know. Trump would do that, but I don't know, maybe. I think someone said, ooh, did you see that again, Debbie? Did you see that? Wow, what was that? That was interesting. No, it ain't a drone. All right, I think we're going to end this video. Wow, I don't know what it is. What do you think it is? It's been shooting lightning bolts or whatever it is. It's obvious it's from outside. Some kind of a demonic porthole maybe they're trying to open here. Debbie, some kind of porthole maybe? Curse or spell, demonic stuff? I don't know, Deborah. All right. But if you folks have any more questions about anything, don't be afraid to ask. Witchery, sorcery stuff, I don't know about. But when it comes to these drones and military stuff, I know a little bit about them. But other than that, I don't know. Nobody knows. But I might be back. There's been reports that there was a drone flying around, or Debbie's right, it could fly in my apartment again, Debbie. Should I go live if it shows up inside my apartment? They were talking about that. What are people to do if one of these drones are in their house flying around? They said that on JLR's channel. You must have been watching my footage from last night. I was invaded. All right. I'm going to end this video. I'll be back shortly.